We spent a great deal of time, our Syrian colleagues spent a great deal of time developing this document, discussing it, debating it. As Amr mentioned, some of the conversations were quite heated. But the document now exists, and the question is what happens to it from here. I've mentioned my sense, and I think I speak for the group as a whole, that this is not a document which targets some future transitional process beginning at a date yet to be determined, but is a document that can inform how we engage in support of the Syrian opposition today. But how does that happen? What kind of steps can we take to ensure that this doesn't just gather dust on the shelf? One thing we're very pleased about is that the document has become something of a reference point for global debate and discussion about processes of transition in Syria. It has been endorsed by the Syrian National Council. It has strong support among the Syrian Muslim Brotherhood. It's been very widely circulated among local coordination committees inside of Syria. It was endorsed by the European Union Parliament in a resolution that was passed on September 13th. So there is broad global awareness of the report, support for its contents. That in and of itself isn't enough to ensure that the work that has gone into it will begin making a difference on the ground. And that is the challenge that we are now turning our attention to. And I would like Rami Nakhla, with whom I've had the very real privilege of working quite closely over the past 9 months as coordinator for the USIP role in this project, to talk about precisely what is happening from here, what we intend to do with this to make sure that it does begin to make a difference on the ground. Rami, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Stephen. Actually, I will start, it's not starting from now, the day after project, to have influence in the ground in Syria. I remember it has been since 15 months when I met you in Beirut in a cafe in Al-Hamra. And that was the first time I met you. And I was talking to you about my revolutionary fictions, and you seemed more skeptical about the outcomes of this. You were more interested to talk about the day after, how to take it from A to B. It's very important what's going on here. I went back to my group. I was working with the local coordination committee back then, and we started this debate about the day after. We started to assess our capacity to work on this issue. We were aware that the day after is not really something far away. It's starting right now. It's happening while we were in the first few months of the uprising. We realized that as the Syrian opposition, we are young. Back then we were 5 months old. I consider our birth date is the first day of the uprising. We realized that we do not have the capacity to undertake such big projects. We don't have the entities that can handle such a project. And the debate heated up among us, and I came back to you with the feedback, and I told you we need to do this. That's exactly what we are expecting from the democratic world, from a developed country, from an established democracy. We need the experience and the support to do this. And then after that, I got political asylum in USA, and we started working on this. I will start now to talk about the document, how we present it to the Syrian people. We have been telling everybody, we are not trying to tell the Syrian transition government what to do or what to do, or what not to do. This is an effort of more than 50 Syrian members of the opposition, some of them experts, researchers. We supported by international expertise in all the domains that we have discussed, and we came up with these recommendations: how to take it from A to B, how to make sure that the goals of this revolution being achieved. We are not saying what we want to do in this document. We are saying how we gonna do it. And that's what we have been debating with the Syrian people right now. But in the same time, we're presenting this document in this way, but in the same time, we are very confident of the method that lead for this document. We are very confident on the expertise, on the case studies we have been researching, in the results that we have came up with. And we will save no efforts to do our best to implement these recommendations. In so many different levels, the executive committee of the Day After project, they consent together and we form the Day After Association and we register it in Brussels. Also, USIP continue to support the Day After project and the planning, and we will establish a transition support network. I have been in Turkey a few days ago, and we are looking for office there, and we will establish this office in a place where we can be in touch directly with Syrian people, with the Syrian activists, with the network's leaders, most of them in Istanbul right now, and keep to advancing their work, keep to disseminate the Day After project recommendation among them, and take it from there. We have been reached, many international actors, they have been reached out to us for our document. They need to support our effort for the implementation of the Day After project. USIB is supporting the Day After Association NGO in its work, and they will keep supporting the NGO. And I'm moving back to Istanbul. Actually, I will be relocated to Istanbul to continue the work in the recommendation of the Day After project in many different levels. In the transitional justice, we are working for a preparatory committee for the transitional justice. And in the rule of law as well, also, we have been reached out from European donors to work on the security sector reform and continue working on the implementations of the Day After project recommendation in this sector. So actually, Steve, really, I will have the opportunity to say thank you for you in person. You have been invested tremendous effort in this project. Thank you for USIP, and thank you for our German partner, SWB. We are really, as Syrian people, as Syrian generation, this is exactly what we expect from you to help us, and we are really thankful.
Well, thank you very much. We have had some very, very good material to work with, as I think this group has made clear.